One of those games right now. It wasn't our best day, but the reality is right now is we found a way to win. We found a way to make defense of our anchor, and I want this team to feel light and joyful, and that we know who we are and where we're going. And we had a tough night, and we still have found a way to win.
Londynn, you finished with a season high 21 points, 5 made 3-pointers. What was your mindset going into this game, and especially with the way Oregon's defense was playing?
Yeah, I think just preparing for it. I work on these shots daily, and shout out to my team for getting me those looks and getting me those shots. But just focusing on the defense. We as guards, we have to read the defense, and that's part of the game. So just going in, knowing that, and trying to execute it.
Coach, Oregon's center, Che, really made things tough for Lauren Betts in the paint today. How did your team adapt to that defense?
Well, I think in the second half, we really tried to move her off of more screens and get her deeper seals. We talked about at halftime that they were pushing all of our forwards, not just Lauren, too far. We're catching it in like the 8 to 10 foot range instead of, right around the basket. And so we needed to move her around more off of some cross screens and some different actions, but also we also need to get deeper seals.
Londynn, you hit some big shots in the second half, including a crucial sequence of jumpers. How important was it for you to step up on the perimeter, given how Lauren was being covered?
Yeah, we talk about how much of a team we're in depth. We have we're stacked. So just knowing that it can be anyone's day, but just doing what we do, preparing for it, and then executing it.
It was a tough game overall, especially on offense. Just like how do you guys keep going and frustrated and playing through that?
Yeah, I think it comes back to selflessness, and I really challenge the team in the locker room that to know that if it's not their night, they don't need to worry. This is a team game, and someone's going to have their back. And so I think sometimes we get so down on ourselves, and it comes from a good place, but we put so much pressure when what good is versatility? Like, it's not like they're trying to make a mistake. The reality is learn from it, make the adjustments that are required, and know that your teammates have their back. And so I think that's a way that we can mature a little bit is, having just a confidence about us that, okay, if I'm struggling tonight, it's all right, my teammate will have my back.
So can you talk a little bit more about that maturation process? I saw a lot of people visibly frustrated during the game. But on the bench, we saw Angela and Charlize really helping coaching players out and things like that. So.
Well, I got to give a shout out to Charlize Ledger-Walker all year long. She has been such an impactful, stabilizing force. And it was interesting today. We have a tradition on our team on game day where we put somebody on the hot seat, and it was Angela's day today, and everyone was telling her just that, how much that means to our team, that she's always giving high fives and touches and just making sure that we're building each other up, and that's just really huge for us. And I think the reality is we have to do a better job not showing that frustration and getting to neutral faster. But thank goodness we have people like Charlize and like Angela who can be that stabilizing force.
How important has Angela's defense been this season? I saw a couple of times she got switched on to Deja Kelly, and she stayed right in front of her. Just how good has she been?
She's an elite defender, elite. And I think about, and they finally said, hey, we're not setting any screens. They were just trying to isolate, and they couldn't do that because Deezy was playing such good defense, but they were trying to stay away from screens because Angela's such an elite switching defender. Yeah. And that's one of her superpowers, I'd say, is that she can guard anybody on the perimeter. And so, I think that's one of the reasons she's going to be such an elite pro someday too, is that she can guard multiple positions.
I think Londynn was the only player to get to 30 minutes. Everybody big spread out and normal. Something specifically to that, or? Well,
we've been that way, most of the year. I will say, I think I have to take responsibility. I didn't think I coached my best game today for our team. I wasn't able to get us really directed, and so that's ultimately I have to be better for our team as well. But I think that we never found a really good rhythm. And then second half especially, I thought we had opportunities to really push the lead out, and then it was mental error or mental mistake or just judgment and decision making that wasn't as good as we need it to be. And so I have to be a better head coach for them as well.
I know a little bit it's sicknesses going around, especially on the sports teams. Anybody ill?
Yeah, we have, but we've been battling it too this last week. But the reality is, everyone is this time of year, so I don't even want to go into it.
Coach, Oregon made a push in the second quarter, cut the lead to just 2 points. How did you manage to keep the team focused and composed after that run by the Ducks?
Well, I honestly think we need more situations like that. We need games in which we have to just show a lot of poise. And, one thing that I think has been very steady for our team all year long is when teams have made runs. Baylor cutting it to 5. I think I mentioned Maryland making a run in their second quarter. There's really been no change for us, and I think even Ohio State, tied it, and we were just really steady. So I think that's really is who we are. That's a part of our character, is that there's a poise about us and a quiet confidence that you can make your run, you can throw a punch, but we're very confident in how we'll respond.
Londynn, gritty win today. How do you and the rest of the team plan to carry this momentum into the game Thursday? Number 7 USC, obviously always a tough battle with the crosstown rivals after such a hard-fought win today.
Yeah, I think just going in and focusing. We didn't play our best as a team, and we know that. So just going in, learning, watching film, seeing what we need to get better at, and just focusing on that and going out there and playing the game that we know how to play. We're an amazing team. We know what we need to do, so just going out there and doing it.
Just a couple more from Sue Favor. Coach, 12 points in the first quarter, lowest scoring output in the first quarter this year, lowest scoring quarter in conference play so far. Can you talk about if you felt like the team came out a little slow and how you recouped from that?
Yeah, I think we did come out slow. I think if you asked any of the players, we could sort of sense it a little bit, and we gotta own that and move on from it. But this is also why you don't build your team based on offense. That we talk all the time, all year long, about that defense is our anchor. And it's for such a time as this, when you're having a night where it just isn't clicking offensively, that you have defense as your anchor. And we were able to draw on that tonight. And that's been a huge focus for us. And really starting with this one, I know that her threes are exciting, but to me, her defense is even more exciting. And the way that she's affecting plays on both sides of the ball is just a major thing for our team. And it was her defense that was our anchor on Deja Kelly, and that started that from our benefit.
On the topic of defense, what were some of the challenges that Oregon presented on their defensive end, and what were some of the UCLA factors that were able to get you into the next gear during the second half?
Yeah, I think that, they're one of the only teams that has someone who can play Lauren Betts one-on-one. And so I think we were a little frustrated, it's a credit to Lauren. She's just been so remarkable all year long. And, it's the first time she sort of had a little bit of a struggle versus one-on-one defense. She's allowed that, and we got to all have her back and pick up the slack a little bit better. She's such an elite player, but the adjustment she made in the second half was that I told her, look, try not to go on your first one unless you can do it without a dribble. Then go inside, then reestablish a deeper seal, go outside, and then we'll come back to you. And that helped a little bit, I think, get her going in the second half. But Lauren, to me, and obviously I'm biased, but is National Player of the Year with how she impacts plays on both sides of the basketball. And you know what? There's no one that plays a perfect game all the time, and that's why she's on a team. It's not an individual thing. And Lauren is spectacular, and we know that she'll always have our backs.
Londynn, Coach mentioned your 3-pointers today. Outside of you, it was pretty balanced scoring. What were you seeing specifically that allowed you to capitalize and score 21 today?
Yeah, I think just making the reads, knowing if they're going under, going over, coming off on screens, if they're going, like I said, going under, going over, so popping out, but just reading that. Like I said, I prepare for this. My team, shout out to my team for getting me the passes,
Okay.
Just the last note, just going back to the defense, I saw you put Kendall on Deja Kelly for a couple of clips too, just like how she's progressing defensively and fitting in the team.
Yeah, I think Kendall Dudley is, her work ethic is elite, her pride in her defense. I just thought, I didn't want her to get a fourth foul. I didn't want Londynn to get a fourth foul, so I just wanted a quick be able to push her off the ball. And, I just have so much confidence in Kendall. And so she came in right away and I thought did a really good job. And, I hope she knows what a compliment I'm giving her by doing that in that moment in the game. And she has such a bright future ahead of her. And so I just really respect the work that she puts in and the pride she has on the defensive end of the floor.